Day 13 of building and rescue again. So today, hopefully today, tomorrow are gonna be the last big build days we have. We just came out of our very busy open house and now it's time to get things finished here because we are now ready to start moving things over as soon as I'm done building here. So today's project is the tegu enclosure. But before I talk about that, I wanna talk about what the amazing people from All West Electric did with the panel. So on Saturday, while we were busy at the open house, John and his crew from All West Electric came in, got all the wiring ready for the new panel. We have another amazing crew coming in on Wednesday to take out that panel, which is a fire hazard, put a new panel in, that will be replaced, all that will be hooked up. And they installed a lot of outlets with a lot of circuits for us. And you see how nice and high up they are there. So these are 6-foot enclosures. We're gonna have at least 6 feet there. They made sure to put the outlets all above our 6-foot level. So we're not gonna be having tanks in the way of getting to the outlets. So the plan now is to fill this spot. So this is where the tegu enclosures are gonna go. We're gonna do 3, maybe 4, I'm gonna see how high we go. But 3 or 4 tegu enclosures are gonna be stacked here. They're gonna be 5.5 feet by about 6 feet, which can be a good amount of space for those tegus. Of course, first I have to do mic math and mic calculating to figure out what wood we need and then go to the hardware store. And if you've watched our buildings, I will probably have to go to the hardware store again later because I will screw the calculations up and have to get more wood. Well, there's another $300 worth of wood, plus a latch for the tortoise pen. But before I can do any construction, I have 3 days worth of emails I need to catch up on because I didn't do that many emails over the weekend. And this is why things never get done here because there's always something else to do. It's now 6:15 at night. I finished my emails. I was all excited. Yes, I can start building, but no, there's still something I have to do first. I still have to unload the truck. All the wood's in now, and now I'm just trying to figure out the plan as to how I'm building this because again, we're building stacking enclosures, but I'm not gonna build individual stacking enclosures. It's a waste of wood. What I'm gonna do is build 1 unit with 3 enclosures in it that are 1.5 feet tall or 2 feet tall. Actually, I'm gonna go 2 feet tall for each one. So what I'm gonna do is build the floors of the enclosures as if they are shelves and then just build the walls around them and then put the doors on the front, theoretically. So I may have made some miscalculations with the wood and I will need to go back and get more wood again. So this is essentially going to be the floor of one of the enclosures. As you can see, it's a pretty big enclosure. We're gonna have a bin in there, like a moist hide bin, because we need to make sure these tegus have humidity, but we can't have a lot of humidity with this enclosure because it will rot the wood. So what we're gonna do is make a 2-foot high enclosure. In that enclosure, we're gonna have basically a Tupperware container, and that will be its moist hide. We're gonna have a big container. It'll cover a good amount of space, so if it wants to go in to the moist hide, it can go hide in there. If it doesn't want to be in the moisture, it can come out and hang under the basking light and that. Now, the problem is I accounted for the wood for the frame. I didn't account for the wood that has to go down here because a 4x8 sheet of plywood is only gonna go to here. I gotta cut a strip for there. I got enough plywood for that, but not enough wood here. And then I also need to put a support across here to prevent sagging because there's going to be weight here. So I don't think I have enough wood to make everything. I've got enough to make all the floors, get all those together, but I will have to get more wood to finish making the frame of the entire enclosure. So I'm going for dinner now first. I actually might have a solution. Instead of having to go and buy a bunch of wood, I remember to have all these cutoffs from when I was making all the 6-foot cuts for my 8-foot 2x4s. So now I'm taking these and I'll piece them together to make this one. And then that way I don't have to go buy wood for that. So anyways, this is the floor that's done now. So I'm gonna go check to see if it fits in that space. Because again, remember, we're using mic math here, which also means mic measurements. That worked out pretty perfect. So there's a bit of space on each side because we're gonna have plywood on each side as well as the back. But yeah, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Fits out well. Still a little bit of room for the door here. Awesome. And I already have the wood for all those other ones cut out and ready to go. So I was gonna put those together and then get the plywood on them. I've actually made the executive decision that those are gonna wait until tomorrow because I need to do a few more emails just to catch up to today and then I can relax for the night. So that's gonna be it for this video. And again, I feel like I accomplished absolutely nothing, but I did get what I need. I pre-cut a bunch of stuff. I got some stuff built. So when I come back tomorrow, I know exactly the measurements I need, stuff's cut out, I just have to slap things together, and that should be able to be finished by tomorrow.